Here's what else was going on. I had a feeling about Deval that I've always had ever since I've known him. And as I watched him travel all across this Commonwealth, listening to you, building his campaign, house by house, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, I was reminded that Deval's confident enough to understand that this isn't about him, it's about you. Yes. That this was your campaign. Yes. That you were building a movement for change that couldn't be denied. And that core integrity of his, that generous vision of his, that everybody has a part to play in rebuilding the best possible America that we can. And that's something that I felt somehow would end up being irresistible. And I've come back to Boston today because I need you to understand what a prize you've got in Deval Patrick. That's why we need Deval Patrick and Tim Murray more than ever. This is the team that's going to lead the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the future. Now, I don't have to tell you we're in challenging times, not just for Massachusetts, but for America. You see it in your own lives, in your own communities. Too many folks are out of work, looking for work. Too many hard-working families are being squeezed by the skyrocketing costs of everything on one side and shrinking wages on the other. They're men and women who've worked hard all their lives, done everything right. And now they're worried about whether they can retire with dignity and respect or send their kids to college, whether they can be the kinds of husbands and wives, mothers and fathers that they hope to be because of economic factors that aren't under their control.
We need healthcare.
So, okay. So I know these are tough times. I know folks are hurt. But I also know this. For the past 3 years, you've had leaders at the helm of this Commonwealth during one of the most difficult periods in its history. And you've had a leader who's been willing to make tough choices in tough times without ever forgetting who he's working for.
Yes.
You've had a leader who's been willing to put the interests of hard-working families ahead of special interests. You've had a leader who's woken up every day asking what he can do on behalf of the people of Massachusetts. That's the kind of governor Deval Patrick's been. That's the kind of lieutenant governor that Tim Murray's been. That's the kind of leadership that you need. Yeah. Think about what they've done. Think about what these guys have done. In just 3 years, Deval's delivered the reforms and real change that folks on Beacon Hill had been talking about for decades.
That's right.
He's taken on corruption. He's begun to rebuild the public trust by enacting the first comprehensive ethics and lobbying reform in 3 decades. Transportation reform that saved taxpayers almost $200 million. Auto insurance reform that's introduced competition and saved the average family hundreds of dollars at the time that they needed most. When it came to jump-starting job creation